Thanks, Katie. Well, tonight, a KCTV5 News Investigation starts with a clip of video we had to blur out to show you.
And that's only the beginning of what our reporter uncovered. Here's KCTV5's Dana Wright.
Most of us have forwarded a photo, joke, or email on the internet, something that might seem harmless but could still get you in trouble with your boss. Tonight's story starts with a clip of video we had to blur out to show you, and a warning. What you forward in cyberspace can have real consequences, depending on what you do for a living. You're looking at a completely naked 13-year veteran of the Carroll County, Missouri Sheriff's Department.
Oh my God! No! Shut the curtain!
Deputy Eric Dempsey without his clothes on. Deputy Eric Dempsey on the job in full uniform.
Holy shit! Don't look at my penis, Liz! Oh my God! No! Shut the curtain!
That was a personal joke between me and my soon-to-be ex-wife and another friend, and I don't know how it got out on the internet.
We caught up with Deputy Dempsey at the Carroll County Sheriff's Department to ask him about the explicit clip. Even the sheriff says he's not in any trouble over it because the county has no policy regarding an officer's behavior in cyberspace. But our investigation revealed there could be a very real problem with what's going on in Carroll County. Not only over the shower video, but over a string of personal photos that we showed Deputy Dempsey. Music and pictures we found on his MySpace page. Photos identifying him as a Carroll County employee, along with this one of him in drag.
That was a Halloween party about 3-4 years ago. Actually, a lot of people say I look like my mother in that picture.
And then we found this, a poster of a bloodied suspect smashed into the concrete, above a caption reading, "Forethought. Think about the consequences before you mess with a deputy sheriff."
Your rules and regulations.
Veteran law enforcement officials say this is the picture that could come back to haunt Carroll County, whether there's a policy covering it or not. If a department ever had to fight an allegation of excessive force, any defense attorney could use something like this against the entire county.
I mean, come on, didn't it cross your mind that maybe then you're representing that agency that's hired you and are paying you, and now you are exposing yourself to the public, and then you don't expect something to happen in relationship to that? It's going to happen.
Jerry Wolfskill has led Johnson County's Regional Police Academy for 29 years and says officers across the country are losing their badges over posting on sites like MySpace.
And they feel like they're on their own. They can do what they want to with their own time. I'm sorry, the standard's different, and the expectation's different on the part of the agency that hired them.
So the Academy's now warning recruits what they post in their private lives can wreck their professional lives. No one understands that lesson more than this man, former Overland Park Police and Canine Officer Warren Neff. Neff just lost his badge over private postings on his MySpace page. The Overland Park Police Department declined to show us the photos that ended Officer Neff's career, but I spoke with him off camera. He says some of the pictures were personal, some showed him working with his police dog. He admits some of the postings included sarcastic law enforcement humor, but says he never thought it was something that could end a 10-year career. It did, and now the entire city of Overland Park is changing its policies.
We run on credibility. So if an officer were to post on his or her page something subversive, something biased, something prejudiced, something that obviously anyone would feel might temper his or her ability to be a police officer, they've compromised their ability to do so.
Privacy laws prevent Overland Park Police Chief John Douglas from talking about any specific case involving one of his officers. But he looked at the nude shower video out of Carroll County and says since anyone can forward anything in this digital age, it's another reminder cities have to protect themselves.
What happens when that piece of public information is subpoenaed at the trial of the guy that he just arrested for exhibitionism? How could it be so bad of what he did if the officer making the arrest put it on the internet? I mean, is that any different?
The chief says as we speak, the city's writing a first-of-its-kind policy warning officers that they have to have written permission to now post any video or photos showing their uniforms or city property on the internet. Back in Carroll County, there might not be a policy, but the message is clear.
Your lessons learned here,
Oh, yes.
which is what?
Well, you just have to be careful about what you put on the internet.
And regardless of what you do for a living, consider this. A recent Reuters study shows 1 out of 5 bosses admit they now scan social networking websites to find out what you're really like when you're applying for a job. Even more eye-opening, 3 out of 5 applicants were dropped based on what bosses found on sites like MySpace. Experts say it doesn't really matter if you set your profile to private, because in the end, you really don't know who's watching your stuff or forwarding it once you put it out there. Dana Wright for KCTV5 News.
You can go to KCTV5.com to check out the Reuters study for yourself. Former Overland Park police officer Warren Neff also provided us a written statement about the loss of his job. You can find it there too on KCTV5.com. Just click on investigation.